On the streets of Chicago, leaders and activists have been clear. They don't want President Trump sending the National Guard in for their high crime rate there. The president doesn't seem to care about that.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in.
I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it.
Illinois Governor JB Pritzker disagrees.
What President Trump is doing is unprecedented and unwarranted. It is illegal. It is unconstitutional. It is un-American.
So far, the courts have agreed. One judge recently ruled it was illegal for President Trump to send the National Guard to help quell immigration protests in California. That judge, along with Governor Pritzker and Democrats, point to the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878 that essentially says the federal government can't use the United States military to enforce civilian law. Now, there is an exception, however, and that's where the Insurrection Act of 1807 comes into play. Basically, it says that the president can use the military to enforce civilian law in order to suppress rebellion on domestic violence or to enforce certain laws in certain situations. It's a murky area as to whether the high crime rates actually meet that standard.
I think it is an acute crisis in some of these cities.
Zach Smith is a senior legal fellow with the Heritage Association. He believes the president could legally use the National Guard as long as they were used to protect federal agents sent to those cities to enforce the law.
One of the core clear exceptions to the Posse Comitatus Act is that federal troops can protect federal property and federal agents while they are enforcing federal law.
Presidents have federalized the National Guard before. Eisenhower did it in the 50s to enforce desegregation in Arkansas. President Johnson did it with the Detroit riots of '67, and George H.W. Bush did it in '92 after riots hit L.A. There's no precedent for high crime rates, however, which makes it untested constitutional waters for President Trump to jump right into. David Brody, CBN News, Washington.